I think people are just best viewed as directions. I think we're best viewed as directions. Like, look what they do in the media, right? Like, okay, Obama awards Bill Gates a reward. Why? Because they're in the same classification. Sort of kind of like movie stars are not necessarily the grand symbol of beauty. They just happen to be the ones because of the angle side, the type of their bodies. They present the most angles to the camera, which makes them attractive to the camera. Not that you should aspire to it. So we're not really crossing lanes, which means you're living for the people outside of you, for the icing on the cake, because the people that's in the same lane as you don't see it the same way. Like Obama, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and all them niggas was hanging out together, right? So it's not special for them to award each other. Same reason it's not special for a crime organization to give out Grammys in order to launder their money. It's like we're all on the same team. They're the goat. They're the ones that icing on the cake. Right, it's really like, are we really making money, or are we having a tea party awarding ourselves? It's like people are more so like directives, and the reason people get fooled, because some of us think you can pay and receive at the same time. Either you paying, or you're receiving, or you're doing nothing at all. Right, so if people become more like directions, like pins in the fabric, whenever I see this one over here, for whatever reason, I know we're going in this direction. I might not be able to investigate what they was doing behind them closed doors, but I know if they talking about this in the mainstream slot, we're headed in a certain direction. Should I care about how I got there? Should I make arguments of morality? All I know is when I see that doing that, we're headed that way. And I think that's a more useful way to use the noise, right? We do not accept payment for the work we do. That's for somebody else to appreciate. And the only thing I can do is admit I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for you. How can I make use of myself? That's what you for, so I can observe what should have been done, right? What should have been done. I'm telling myself what I should have been, right? Like it's almost like one of them talks about what they're gonna do, and the other talks about what was done to them, right? And they only get to talk if things are done to them, so they're gonna celebrate when things are done to them, right? So yeah, the fans, that explains the fans, and the people who have really nothing to do with the organization of it. And then you have those who talk about what they're gonna do, but they live in lack. So it's more like nothing's concrete. It's always something describing something else from the state that it's in. I'm always gonna have a bad day. If you ask me what kind of blue it is, I'm gonna say murky blue. I ain't gonna never say I ain't gonna never say baby bright sky. I ain't gonna never say. I'm gonna always say murky, bluish, greenish blue. That's what I'm gonna say because I'm a hummer from my point of view. But I'm obviously saying it for somebody. Pray for me, pray on you. I'm obviously doing it for somebody in a way I can never appreciate. That's why I'm entertained by the porn stars. They're illustrating what I am for me, as I illustrate what you are for you, so you don't have to do it. As long as we're not lying, that's when it gets confused. And you kind of cheat your partner. But it's like we're not living for ourselves. It's impossible unless you're lying. And if you believe that, you're seeping your energy out over time because you're battling with reality. You're holding up something that's not there. When this says go this way, you say go that way. But you ain't know that way was the way to the food. Your way is the way to some fake shit. You gonna pretend that it's food that way just so you can say your pride. You're gonna be burning your energy, right? Like we are directions. Nothing's concrete. So get off that feeling guilty and feeling sorry. That's where it becomes like blurry. Like should I be empathetic? Because you're really just a direction. You could be nothing more than a direction. Anytime I interact with your direction, it's gonna be an infection of your direction. There's nothing I can do about that. You're already headed a certain way. There's nothing that materializes on my level. I can only use you as a lead, a guide, a shepherd, right? Somewhere like how they guide the bumper cars back to their place, like the thing, something outside, right? Something outside of you guides you. Therefore, something outside of you is being paid. Something outside of you is being fulfilled. Something you never reach. So what that means is there's no consequence. You see these names in the news. They just are speaking of a direction, right? So then you get to the point where, like, okay, these type of people are not going to be in charge anymore. We want to give it to these type of people now, and we're going to see what happens. Those type of people were useful because we're in a certain phase of development. Same reason these type of movie stars are useful because they so skinny or fat skinny at the same time. Because they're like purple, like what Jack Black, fat and sexy at the same time. Seem to be a paradox, but not. They give you more. They give more options to the camera. They give more appearances, more phases, more twists and angles, more jiggliness, more attractiveness, more juiciness to the camera. Right. That's why you will look up to it. I need a body like that. I need a body like that. Yeah, if you're gonna be on camera. Yeah, if you're gonna be on camera, what type of body do you need in the dark? I don't think you need a body in the dark. I think when it's dark, you can be anywhere you wanna be because they can imagine you there in this dream of ours. So when you say yours, what's the why to ours? Me. When you say why to yours, you talking about me. I say why yours is redundant. When I say yours, what I mean is the why to me. On our side, the why. You're the why to me, which is evidence that we should be feeding back in each other behind the rails, really just using each other as guides, touching nothing but the light, right? The relationship, the feeling it creates and inspires on the inside without touch. Without touch, you can make me bust, right? Like, what form do I take in the dark? Right? What form do I take if I'm untouchable, right? Like, think about it. Like, not touching is similar to the dark, right? If it's exactly, you can be more things in the dark, right? You can be more places, meaning you can be more powerful when you are untouched, and when you touch nothing, you don't disprove yourself, because all there is there, right? It's just you either can prove yourself wrong or not. You gotta be the clown or the king, right? Only once you measure it. So don't ever measure it. Live in the dark. Don't touch nothing, right? We are nothing but directions. You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Who cares about the character of the people in the media? Human beings will always be doing nasty, disgusting things. That's what we want to do. And you want to do it too. That's why you're watching it. You just want them to get in trouble for it, right? So that's not the point. The point ain't whether or not they're disgusting individuals. The point is where we're headed together as a group. And as a group, it ain't got nothing to do with sexuality. That's like the shit. Oh, we're gonna use sex so we know it stings everybody, but it's really about underlying messages. These people are not in charge anymore. We're redirecting everything. You talking about everybody got in trouble? Everybody. They're just doing a remodeling. It's just a remodeling. Why get caught up in an emotional thing? Just pay attention to the direction it's going.